Serious?
Some of them, yeah. But
all right, to you Facebook Live friends, we're still up here trying to get ready to come on with the Wilmington Trunk Show. And we're so excited to show you some quilts today. And again, as we've told you in our earlier segments, we couldn't bring all of you to us, so we just are bringing the Trunk Show to you. And to my right is my bestest buddy, Mr. David Rothschild, who is the VP of Wilmington Prints, the fabric company, and he knows everything that I have taught him. Oh, sorry.
Yes, you have.
Most of the things that I have showed him about.
He'll either be very impressed or very disappointed.
True, that's true. But he certainly does know his pre-cuts and all of this stuff. So it's to you, Mr. Rothschild, and I'll be your holder.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, it is afternoon. Hi, everybody. And thanks for coming. This is the first post-COVID or during COVID trunk show, so I want to thank everyone for coming out. Everyone's okay without me wearing a mask?
Yeah, I've already kissed you, so it doesn't matter if you've got it, I've got it, so who cares? Yeah, that's our people right there.
Sorry.
I like those people too, but we have to talk to them.
Okay, I apologize.
That's all right.
Yes. So I told you, you're not going to be very impressed with her teachings. So
I'm still trying though, folks. I don't give up easily.
It's 28 years worth of
28
teaching.
years we've been buddies.
Yes. So, and I've been with Wilmington for 28 years. And how many of you are familiar with Wilmington Prints?
Yay!
Thank you.
And out there in Facebook land, you can ask us questions, and we got the guy that knows the answers right here.
And you may have known us formerly as South Sea Imports. So I don't. How many of you remember South Sea Imports?
Debbie Mum.
Debbie Mum.
Yep.
So it's well, our company is 47 years old this year. Owned and operated by the same gentleman, Richard Freeman, who started it back in 1972. You'll have to excuse me. It's very strange to look at the camera and not look at the people. So this is my first time.
You can flip back and forth. That's fine.
But it is. We were originally in 1972. Richard started the company as an apparel company. How many of you are still doing apparel sewing?
Yeah.
Which is why we are now a quilting company. But with apparel, it's in the apparel days, we were sewing back in the 70s. We were sewing out of necessity or we felt it was saving money. And then as ready-to-wear became less expensive and our time became more valuable to us, we kind of weaned away from that. The beauty in quilting is that it's all about our imagination. And that's something that they can never take away from us. So we love bringing imaginative prints and imaginative quilts, and we're going to talk about all of that today. I have been in the industry, this is my 40th year. I started with my dad on the road, and it's still my life today. My friends are still trying to figure out what I do for a living. They don't quite
and I think your wife is too.
Yes.
I think your wife's trying to figure that out too.
And our company's based out of Los Angeles area in California, of course. I live in Pennsylvania. Anyone who can get 3,000 miles away from their owner, I highly recommend it. So my hero is whoever invented caller ID.
Oh,
so that's
a good one. I have to remember that. So,
but no, Richard and I speak every day, no matter how far apart we are. The beauty of working for a family business is, as they know here at Yoder's, who is, by the way, we're celebrating our 75th birthday.
We sang happy birthday earlier.
Did we? Okay. So I will save you the.
I'm okay.
But and as they know here at Yoder's, and we know at Wilmington, not having a lot of layers gets a lot of things accomplished a lot more quickly, bringing the product to you much more easily, listening to what you're looking for. It's not days and weeks and months and years of getting things accomplished. So we want to hear what you have to say. We always encourage you to tell your people here at Yoder's when you're walking through the shops and you're looking for something and you don't find it, please let them know. Andre has my ear, Chris has my ear, this one has my ear. So,
sadly.
And
now we're buddies.
We are always listening and looking to hear what the shoppers and the consumers are looking for. Today, they were kind enough to invite me out. The trunk show, which we had been doing for a number of years, due to the current times, had been put on hold because of gatherings. So, no, Madame may.
They're talking about that. I want to know if I want an ice cream. Wouldn't that be cute if I sat here and ate ice cream on camera? Maybe I want one in the freezer for later. So put one in the freezer for both of us.
Yes, no. But thank you. But we're, so the trunk show, unfortunately, is a little different than the way that we're in the process of revamping it. But due to COVID, things have been we're a little behind. But the beauty of what we do and what you do is we'll show you things in certain colors, but you're going to take them home. Our colors may not fit what you like. And that's, again, that's what this is all about. Everyone has their own taste. We have taken the most pretty patterns. Richard's going to see this. I'm in trouble. We've taken the prettiest patterns and put in the wrong color to make them ugly. And at the same time, we've taken ugly patterns and put them in the proper color to make them beautiful. Yeah. So again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. What you're going to see today is from product that 90% of it is still available. If not, you can work. Yoder's has a magnificent selection of the 2.5-inch strips, the 5-inch squares, and the 10-inch squares. So, and Andre did tell me that they're running specials. So the best way to find that out is to, when you're over there, to ask someone in the department.
But some real deals on some of the,
yes,
like some of the cookie dough, the basics. Some super deals.
Okay. So Kay said that, Andre.
Yeah.
So.
Andre said super deals. I heard the word come out of Andre's mouth. Super deals. I did. So.
But speaking of that, how many of you do use pre-cuts when you are making quilts? How many of you at home?
How many at home? Tell us, those of you on Facebook Live, tell us who likes to make quilts with. Oh, he's got some coming. They're going to tell us how many of them like to use them.
But pre-cuts, we were a little late into the game. And just
well, how come you were late into the game?
I just want to give you a little history.
How come you were late?
A little history, because again, we wanted to make sure when we did come into the game that we did it properly. But a little bit of history. When Richard started the company in '72, bolts of fabric, which you see in your fabric stores, back then they had 20 and 25 yard put-ups.
That's how many yards were on a bolt of fabric.
In the apparel days. And then in the quilting days, and back then the seasons, you had 2 seasons. You had a spring and a fall. So you were changing product twice a year. In the quilt world, you're changing product every day, basically. So the product coming in is much more significant. So we're trying to keep it where it's manageable. So from 20 and 25 yard bolts, we got down to 20s and 15s. And Richard was still okay with 20s and 15s. But the day that I had to call him and tell him that we'd like him to start cutting 2.5-inch strips, the 3,000 miles apart was not far enough at the time. I could hear him without the telephone. Today, it's a much more pleasant conversation in how it's just
how successful it is.
The program has just literally exploded. So, but again, it's if you're not, I know almost everyone raised their hand. We do them. Our gems are done from our essentials. So those are reorderable and continuous. So these are some of the packs that we use from our essentials. So these will be around for quite some time. So we have over 400 different essentials to choose from multicolors to what Kay was saying, our cookie dough.
Yeah, just creams.
Patriotic packs. They brought some over. But our most popular, the white on, if you go out there, if you can, white out is one of the most popular packs that we've ever done. The most basic, simple, white on white. It's like everything else. The most simple things in life are the best. So, but we're going to show you how to use these and how these have been used in different projects.
And Brian, I'm going to come out front with these, because we're going to show the quilts out front.
I do want to let you know that as far as the projects, the Yoders can get them for you. You can view any of these quilts on our website. That's wilmingtonprints.com, and go there anytime. But to get them to print the projects, you have to come. The store has access to do that for you, and they'll be happy to do that for you. So, any questions so far?
Any questions so far?
And we'll do a little Q&A after, but we'll get into enough of my nonsense. And
I'll hold this one. This one has been lost in space.
Now,
we just got this.
Yes. Now we were talking about pre-cuts,
Brian,
but the
do you have
first
this
two we're
on?
going to show you are not pre-cuts. This one is our soda pop.
Soda pop.
Here, I'll let Brian, or here, I'll hold.
Meredith will hold over there. He can.
Because I want you to see these together, because it's kind of a cute.
All right, Meredith will come by me.
And these are done out of our essentials, but the one Kay is holding is called Soda Pop, and the one Meredith is holding is called the Blue Plate Special.
I love that. That is so
it's the Soda Pop is 50 by 62, and this is done out of our one essential pattern called Soda Pop. So we got real original with this.
Yeah,
now.
That's clever.
So now what Meredith is holding in the Blue Plate Special, this would be a perfect wall hanging for a college dorm room or back home. But this is done from, again, one single pattern called Dry Brush, which is one of our most popular essentials we've ever done, which you can find out there as well. And this is just a little wall hanging of 44 by 58.5. So you have Soda Pop and Blue Plate Special.
And these are so easy to do. When you look at the patterns, and they have those on out front as well, they are extremely easy to execute.
Very. So if I'm a little tired, I finished the binding on most of these last night.
How do you bind, David? How do you make your binding?
I call Kay.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, no one ever believes me when I say that.
He tries to do that. Like I find when I put my bindings on, and I'm like, how do you do that?
Now,
Give me that.
This quilt.
Now there's a sister to this one.
Yes, this is our Yankee.
Let's have Meredith have the sister.
Oh, okay.
You see, you were supposed to organize. I love that we're on live and I can fuss at him. Mr. Friedman, if you're watching, I'm trying. I'm trying, Mr. Friedman, if you're watching.
I don't think. Oh, I apologize.
I'm going to make sure he watches. I'm going to send it to him.
So, these are our Yankee Doodle.
Yay.
Oh, sorry.
I see, and you need something quick to do. I think these are fabulous.
And this is what Kay's holding. Is you can see the rectangular flag, and Meredith is holding the on-track table runner. And you can do both of these projects with one of these 24-inch strip count packs.
So one pack. So let's say you didn't want to do it in red, white, and blue, which I don't know why you wouldn't. You could easily do it in any other colorway.
Yes. And again, you can, everything is included, even the binding in the pack itself.
Isn't that fun? I love these. I'm going to hand this one to you so I don't walk back in front of the camera then.
That's okay. So.
Yeah, that.
So you've got me, and I don't think I have my cheat sheets in.
Yeah, some of them were with them and some weren't. This is.
Yeah, I apologize. Some of these will, if you watch tomorrow, we'll be in much better shape. So,
maybe and maybe not.
But now, this in front of me is, this is called steeplechase, and this is done using our blue ribbon and sunny side up. But you can use any color, and this is
any color combo that you like.
And we're right in the neighborhood where this color combo works, although it doesn't for me. So this being blue and gold.
Oh, he's talking about, you know, the college.
So, yeah. And this requires two of our larger packs. So again, it's very simple, very quick, and and everything's right in there. The binding, and then what Meredith is holding is our little steeplechase
bubble up. I love that
runner, and that's made out of our bubble up.
Yeah,
which is a very fun, bright, which world needs right now.
Which is just segments of this. If you look, I mean, it's just a component. I mean, you can end up just using an element of this. And the project sheets, Yoder's typically has all their project sheets out over in that department, so you just have to look through all of the files. We've done the trunk show before over in that department, but because we were tight on time, just didn't have enough time to reset to go live.
Okay. So here we have, again, continuing to show this.
It's just the different colorations and the different way you sew them together.
And this is using Opal Sky.
I hadn't seen this one.
Yep. No? Isn't that pretty?
I love it. And again, you need, gosh, so many times that everybody goes, I'm tired of making like that quilt that took 6 years. I mean, you just need to get something done, a new baby or whatever, and that's what's so great about. Speaking of a new baby, I love her. Look, we've got one coming any minute now, I think. So they could all make you a baby quilt, couldn't they?
And Royal Knights, I apologize. I thought it was. This features our Opal Knights and Royal Sky packs.
And you can ask questions now, online and in front of us. Thank you, Meredith.
Again, just to show you another.
And strip packs are hugely popular. I mean, I have tons of my friends that just want to sew one day and you don't want to overthink it. And so you just pick up a strip pack.
And that's our Sound Waves table runner, which can be made out of 1/2 of this pack.
And for those of you who've used strip packs, let me tell you the difference between Wilmington's strip packs and most. They are not pinked. The edges are not pinked, and they are cut. That's why they're wrapped. So when you start dealing with pinked edges, then you've got to have a precise cut. Some of the things allow for a little bit of flexibility, but a precise cut is real important to me, and I've worked with their pre-cuts a lot. I have never found one too small. Occasionally you might get one that's just a skosh wider, but because when you cut them with the pinking shears, it is more difficult, I think, to keep your accuracy factor if you're doing triangles. Okay, got another one?
Thank you. Yes, we do.
Thank you. Oh, this one's bright and happy.
Yes, this uses our magic colors. And this is, I believe, turn it around, I'm sorry, is it the Simplish? Yes, this is our Simplish quilt.
Oh, I'm sorry, I knew that. I should have.
So this uses magic colors at midnight, and this actually uses this uses all of the cuts. It uses a 2.5-inch strip, a 5-inch pack, and a 10-inch square as well. So the only thing you would need yardage for is a little bit of binding.
Yep.
And that just finishes at 56.5 by 70.
I don't know about you, when I'm working with scraps like that, I love a scrap binding. Do you guys do scrap bindings where you put all your leftover in it and instead of just having one? I think that's a great way to use it. I don't do it on block of the months and things because it's a little different look, but on play quilts and fun quilts, I love to scrap the binding.
And this is a Plaid Sachet, which is one of our more popular projects. This finishes at 48 by 70. Anybody have some downtime for harvest? There's enough time to make it, but you can do it with the Fall Beauty pack as well.
And Meredith, wouldn't pumpkins be cute cut out? Remember when we looked at AccuQuilt, we talked about how you could put a pumpkin or fall leaves, you would just have yardage that you'd work out of. See, and this would just be your base. Yeah.
But all the cutting, all the color selection, everything's done right for you.
Done for you.
So.
Thank you. Oh, I had not seen this quilt. I unpacked the trunk show, and I had not seen this one. I love this. I might keep this.
Might being the key word.
I could if I wanted to. Isn't this fun?
And
are you able to get this, Brian? Good. Now, doesn't this use a square as well? Doesn't this use the...
Yes, that's Starburst.
And I think it uses the 10.
Yep.
I think it uses the...
And that uses our Royal Knights pack and then just some black ground and binding yardage. So that finishes, that's a nice little throw at 63 by 69. And again, you could do it in if you like the brights, you could do it in the Royal Knights. If you see it as a pastel, you could do it in the...
This would be great dorm quilt, I think, for some kid going off to school, not to that school you don't like that has the different colors. We have to talk about, he's Pittsburgh. I mean, he's up that direction.
Well, again, this is...
Oh, I wondered where that one was when we were showing the red, white, and blue.
Now this is a different version of the flag. Do you have it right side up? Okay, I'm sorry. Do you? I just wanted to make sure. It was a question. I should know
which was
better.
a senseless one.
I should know better.
Knowing that I know what I'm doing.
And now that's,
I had to look.
now that's done out of our Old Glory, which is more the Americana with the cream instead of the true white.
Oh, wait. We just got a alert, alert, alert.
Oh.
Wilmington Pre-Cuts. Buy 2, get 1 for 75 cents. I'm going to go buy some. Let me see that again. Buy 2. So what about the folks online if they want? Okay, folks online, buy 2, get 1 for 75 cents. Meredith, let's go shopping.
There we go.
That's great. Thank you. Now, if we have a drawing, you have to tell us. And this is simply
Another, yes,
right?
in our bubble up.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite fabric of their basics. I love these. Isn't that just the happiest quilt?
And it really shows off the patterns.
Yeah.
The colors.
Mm-hmm. And this is for somebody who, and I even think these quilts are so great for those of you who just bought a new sewing machine, want to learn to machine quilt, haven't been able to. This is a project that loves machine quilting, and it gives you something to practice on as well. And I mean, I think it's, I used to poo-poo some of these basic things, and then I thought, wait a minute, that's 80% of what we use is this type of thing.
And you can see in the background, that's our whiteout pack.
This guy right here.
Yes. So again, it's all encompassed in your pre-cuts other than you need a 1.1 yards of white on white for
binding.
For some piecing and binding.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, and then we've got the big one to do glass. I had not seen this one either.
Yeah. So we can, I just want to do one more after this.
Yeah, we're good.
So this is Snowballs,
I'm going to hold it this way. Let me.
which when Kay opens it eventually, you'll see why. So again, this one is using our pinking of you and blue ribbon. And again, you think about the colors in your home, think about the colors you want to do. So we just picked these out. But this uses, again, the 2.5 inch, 5 inch, and 10 inch, and then some yardage for piecing and borders.
I think it's fun. Looks like little lanterns, doesn't it?
Again, for all you Notre Dame fans.
See, look, they know what they're talking about. These people know that.
This is Twinkling, using our sunny side up, and then just some yardage in the royal for the background.
Fun.
Well, since they went to that shiny dome, you can't get any colors to look like Notre Dame.
Poor thing. And how's those Pittsburgh people doing? Are they
It's
okay? My daughter and her
Now-
family live in Pittsburgh, so he likes, I mean, you know, I can't rag on Pittsburgh. I would just aggravate him, but I can't because then they get mad.
Let me
So
I do want to show you. This is,
I want to do that one last, the batik one.
well, yes, but I want to show
Yeah.
here. Well, this
With
is,
the same time? Well,
yeah, if you
we don't
can.
have a big enough football field. Let us show the red, white, and blue, and then we'll show that one.
okay. Now this is Starry Path.
Isn't this
This is
fun?
one of our most popular projects and one of the most popular.
And
colors,
it's just
but-
rails and stars. I just love this.
But I do want to show you. The reason I want to show it to you.
Oh,
if I
good, you're
can,
tall. You hold this one. Brian will
It's-
be happy that he has to move
But
the
again,
camera.
to show you, this is the same project. It's the same pattern.
Look at the difference.
So again, that's the beauty of this. It's you can make it in your own palette.
I just think it's really fun. I think this one's great. Now this uses the 5s or 10s as well, doesn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah.
This uses 2.5 5s and 10s.
So you would need all three. So a 5 and a 10. What is there deals on the 5s and 10s? Do they come into play?
It's pre-cuts. It says Wilmington pre-cuts.
So it would be anything,
Anything.
any 5 or 10. So even if you needed 10-inch squares, wow.
So
I may need to go shopping. And it's just the big
Now-
one, all the one we have left?
well, I want to talk about.
You
We
do.
have two big ones.
Well, some of them
Another?
saw this one, so you can talk
but-
about.
Oh, did they see it on? But did
That
you
we
tell
did
them
that first.
when it's starting? Do they know when
I
they can get it?
They can get it in the next week when it comes.
Okay.
It's on. It was supposed to have been here if you'd been doing your job.
It didn't show. It's.
I love him like my family.
She couldn't have told me that an hour ago when she saw me.
What, when you told me the other thing? Should I have told you then?
So.
See, this is worth coming, isn't it? Just for this. Just forget it. Yeah, we're just like, you'd think we were married. We're so grumpy.
Blocks of the month. How many of you participate in blocks of the month?
We did talk about that, and a lot of them said they don't like to do it. They like to be able to buy it in a bag, which you do as well.
We give options, and we can. It's really the way the retailer feels the best way to merchandise it. So, but we do give options. Blocks of the month. They're not 12-month programs anymore. That's again what we had heard, that they didn't want. You didn't want to participate in 12 months. You wanted to do it a little more quickly. So, this is a queen quilt. Mm-hmm. Done from a collection by someone that the name has escaped me right now. It'll come to me. So
he already knows who it is. He had to put up with me.
This is Sapphire Stars by the Grand Dame herself, and this is a 10-month program. The quilt, the program does start the end of September, early October, and I'm going to let Kay.
Well, we did talk about that heavily in the first session. I mean, we talked about the program, and so they know, they've even priced the kit. They're going to offer the pre-cut kit in a bag ready to go with the pattern as well, and that's a code that is on the website as well. The price point and everything for that quilt is, I believe it was $160 for that entire quilt top, and the entire batch of patterns, which is about 15 pages or 16 pages of printout on the pattern itself. So that is, as I told you guys this morning, for the price point of that, that is a great deal for that much yardage. I mean, it really is.
Yes.
So, and the Yoder's has it on order. We thought it would be here. It did leave LA, but you know, right now our shipping, which normally we know it's going to be 5 days to get from here to here, that's not the case right now. Because
it did leave our warehouse, that I know.
It left then, but it's just where in transit, it's hard to know where it's.
And we love UPS and FedEx, but it is a different world today.
It is. It absolutely is. So.
But it will be here, and I'm sure Andre will take sign-ups, and he would appreciate payment even before it shows up. So.
Well, I'm sure.
I can assure you it will be here in the next day or so.
Yeah, and it may be even today.
And it has been wildly popular.
Yeah, it has been, and it was a fun quilt to make. There's not. I mean, honestly, I think a beginner could successfully make this quilt. You just have to be patient. I mean, you're not going to be able to just run through it if you aren't a little bit patient, because it does have a lot of components that have to go together, but nothing complicated.
And it could live in any home, and it's, you know, it doesn't scream. I mean, there is a floral stripe, but I'd be very comfortable under that quilt.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yes.
So now we have one that no one in the even he hasn't seen. This one
I did not open it. No.
And I'm going to need it's going to need you two guys to hold it. It's that one's so big.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And you got to go out there.
You got it. Now this is our road home.
I can't wait. Maybe I ought to hold it so you can see it, because you haven't seen it.
Batik block of the month, and
I will. I'll help Andre.
Okay. So.
Remember when I told you I had to cut 400 half square triangles? It was for this quilt. But let me. It's a border, and wait till you see. Oh.
That's.
Yeah, you can hold it now.
Wow.
And it.
This is my finest work.
You didn't buy me?
He did the bind.
I did.
But I want you to look. This one is so fabulously quilted, David. I can't.
Stunning.
I made the quilt, and my quilter quilted. Even though it's not my fabric, it's the Batik collection. I had more fun working on this one. And what we talked about today was this border right here has 400 of those little 2-inch half square triangles, and I was about to have a stroke when I saw it. I said I'd make it before I looked at it, and then I used AccuCut for that, and I cut all 400 of those in about 12 minutes with that die, and was just into it. Yep, I did.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Now, just see it. This you can sign up today for this. This is going to be shipping into the stores in March of 2021. That's how far out we have to work.
And we had the price on that, don't we?
It's, they have the goods coming in. They're ready for take signups. It is an 8-month program, or Andre, or they, I don't know, is Yoder's going to kit it as well as offer it?
Yes, we offered the kit, and I can't remember the price, but I'm going to tell you, I did some math when he told me the price of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, having just made this, I know this. This is an 18 yard is what the recommendation yardage is for doing the block of the month, is 18 yards. When Andre priced it, I looked at it and I went, really? Are you sure? I did, didn't I? And he said, he asked somebody else.
So then he went back to the calculator.
It's $216 for that pattern and all the fabric for that. And I'm telling you, I know what batik runs in an average store. I know what batik prices are. It's at least probably $3 a yard under what any batik I've ever seen per yardage. So if you've ever wanted to whip out a killer batik quilt with the pattern and everything on this, I would tell you this should be something that you might want to look at, because it's a beauty. And it's 18 yards is the recommendation, because they cut traditionally. So sometimes there's a little bit more yardage used when you're cutting traditionally. I had, and I worked from that kit, I had a little fabric left over, but I didn't have loads. It wasn't like I was, you know, had an overcut. And they sent me the exact, because I work out the exact same yardage that you would, so that we can test it at the same time to be sure that we're being, you know, that we've given the right yardage and all of that. So I think it's a killer. Yes, ma'am. Question?
How big is that?
90 inches.
Oh, he knew. I was going to say that big. You're so clever. You're so clever. Yeah, it is a 90 by 90, but I will tell you, it'd be real easy to make it a little bit larger. If you wanted to, you just have to buy extra yardage before you put that last border on, make it a king.
Do you have a preference in size of projects? I mean, do you prefer queens or kings? Is there any preference when it comes to doing blocks of the month? Okay.
So you're more than, I think people are more that way now than a bed quilt anyhow, because most of the people, if you put it on a bed, it's a topper or something. It's not always the bed quilt, because we use a lot of 70 squares on a king size bed as a topper and not as an actual quilt. Are there any burning questions online? Certainly somebody wants to know how we got this job. There's bound to be somebody wants to know that.
People want to come here.
People want to come here. Well, they want to go play with us?
Yes.
Is that what it is? What is it they want to do, is Mr. Rothschild?
Just want to come to the store.
See, they want to come see the store. This is one of the things when we first talked about making this go live, we realized that with COVID, we were not going to get the number of people that we were hoping that would come to an event like this. But now what we're able to do is take this to all these people that have never heard of Yoder's and maybe had never been here. So who knows? We may have a whole bunch of new people coming. So no questions about the block of the month or anything?
Where's your fabric printed?
It's all offshore. So it's
for everybody in the world, practically.
Everybody in the yes.
Yeah.
It's all offshore. So it's but you can, and we're looking forward to the day of printing back here.
Absolutely, but
So
we'd have to be paying $30 a yard for it, and I don't think you'd pay it. And that's what it boils down to, is what you can get it done for, quality-wise. And I've worked with a lot of cottons, and I've also worked with a lot of batik, and I can tell you that I had this was a fun project to work on. It really was. So, are y'all just bantering over there? Do y'all not know we're still live? What's going on over there?
Any other?
I can't even hire good people anymore. These are the owners.
Any other questions in the audience? Or
What's the name of that quilt again?
this is the road home. And again, I'm sure, Andre, we do have sign-up sheets for the road home.
Yeah, they can get that kit online. You can order it, but if you wanted it here, I'm sure they can help you out.
You can take an order here.
Yeah.
It's online available for everybody right now too.
Yeah, of course.
Oh. So yeah, it's online as well, and you can
So are
order
we
it here at
done?
the store today. So you can order it online on Yoders.com, at YodersDepartmentStore.com, or you can, if you're here in the store, you can order it here in the store as well.
Well, for all you folks out there online, we're going to bid adieu, and then we're going to play in here, have some cake and ice cream because it is a birthday celebration. Thank you so much for joining us online, and for you folks here, feel free to come up and look at this.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Stay safe.
And then now we'll...